Once you've found the perfect saddle, the next critical step is attaching it to your bike and setting it up. Investing time into both of these areas will make for a far more comfortable ride. Check that the fastening clamp on your seat post is compatible with your new Selle Royale saddle, and ensure the tightening clamp does not exceed 24.4 Newton meters. Your saddle will have two rails on the underside that attach to the seat post's clamping mechanism, usually with 1 or 2 bolts. This will vary depending on your bike or chosen saddle. You can fit your new saddle in one of 2 ways, either on the bike or by removing the seat post from the bike. You'll need one tool to fix your saddle, a 5 or 6 mm Allen key. If you're changing your saddle for the first time, removing your seat post to fix your new saddle will help. This way it's easy to see what you're doing. You can do this by loosening the bolts, then undo the seat post clamp and lift your old saddle and seat post upwards to the ceiling. Don't lose the seat post bolts. Make sure you store them somewhere safe. Place the saddle rail side up on a flat surface. With your Allen key, loosen the bolts on the seat post clamp. This should take 5 to 6 full turns of the Allen key. When the saddle is loosened, the clamping mechanism will now rotate left and right, and the saddle will come loose from the seat post. This may take a little wriggling of the saddle rails. Take your new saddle and place it on a flat surface, underside up. Check that the clamp on your seat post is compatible with your new saddle, and make sure the head is facing the back of the saddle, and the clamp is roughly at a right angle to the saddle. Then, twist the saddle into position and ensure that the clamp is lined up with the saddle rails, and that the rails themselves are being cradled by the clamp. Tighten the bolts to secure the saddle is firmly fixed to the seat post and it's central on the rails. Some saddles will have markings to guide you where to position your new saddle. Once your saddle is attached to your seat post, you'll need to adjust the angle. There are 3 key measurements to bear in mind. They are saddle height, position on the rails, also known as layback, and the angle of the saddle. Saddle height should be measured from the center of the bottom bracket. Layback is the distance that the tip of the saddle sits behind the center of the bottom bracket. Angle is the angle the saddle sits at. This should be close to horizontal. However, some may prefer a slight tilt where the rear of the saddle is lower than the nose of the saddle, and vice versa. This should be roughly 90 degrees or horizontal. You can get a good idea by looking at the saddle at eyeline level. Your saddle shouldn't be pointing down as you'll slide off your bike, and not pointing up to the sky as this will be very uncomfortable. Everyone is different, but a rough guide is to keep it level, maybe pointing up slightly to reduce the pressure on your hands. Measure your position with the old saddle so that you can replicate it with the new one. A change in position could make your new saddle uncomfortable or cause injury. Get on your bike and assume a natural cycling position. This should be the position you spend the majority of the ride in.